What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the Tech Cash House. So if you like this content, feel free to leave a like, share, and subscribe, and hit that little notification button below to receive an update every single time the Tech Cash House uploads another video. Alright, ladies and gents, so welcome back to what I hope will be a pretty informative video. So this video will be covering Bitcoin mining in the month of December. Of course, the year is 2017. The price of Bitcoin recently, I should say, has been fluctuating, not too much, but it's been kind of on a bullish pull, and I do believe that it'll actually become bearish. Maybe at least for a little while, and then it'll probably pull back bullish if I had to guess. But as you can see here, indicating with these charts, the price of Bitcoin is kind of fluctuating a bit more than people would like to see in the past day or two. However, overall, the performance is really quite good over the past 3 months or so, and the price of Bitcoin really determines the profitability of mining. So if you're watching this video and the price of Bitcoin is now $20,000 per coin, obviously that's going to be a little bit different and it will skew values. Keep in mind that when I'm making this video, the value of Bitcoin is currently right around 10,000 USD per coin. So in the future, if the price of Bitcoin is lower than 10,000 USD per coin, that could also make a difference. Also, please keep in mind that Bitcoin miners are extremely hot. If you have them in a small dorm room or in a small confined space, it's going to get toasty and you might regret putting it in there. So if you have a cold garage or even a cold basement, somewhere where you don't mind having a bit of excess heat, a Bitcoin miner is really best suited to that sort of environment anyway. But I would definitely not recommend putting a Bitcoin miner on top of a radiator or any other hot surface. Also, please keep in mind that Bitcoin miners are loud. They sound like a large box fan running 24/7. So if you live in a small area and want to have your Bitcoin miner under your bed, for example, please keep in mind that it's going to be loud and hot. If you don't mind the volume, then, that's good, but please keep this in mind. If you've never experienced a Bitcoin miner, they are extremely loud. Also, for these calculations, I'll be considering power to cost 13 cents per kilowatt hour, pretty much the average for the United States when all things are considered, including transfer fees and other expenses. However, take a minute to look at this map and actually see where you live and see how power costs actually affect you, more specifically. And then I've also included a map of Europe, so if you want to take a minute to look at this, that's also not a bad idea, kind of to gauge how power costs affect you. But like I said, for this video, all of the tests that we'll be running are actually measured at 13 cents per kilowatt hour. Also, the pool fees for this video will be calculated at a flat rate of 0.5%. So let's go ahead and start things out with the Antminer U1. Now, I've made a lot of videos about the Antminer U1, so if you want to skip the first few minutes of this video, please feel free and skip ahead to the more power-intensive miners. So the hash rate for the U1 is 1.8 gigahashes per second. It uses 2 watts of power, 13 cents per kilowatt hour, pool fees 0.5%, and the hardware cost here is actually about 46 USD per miner. So as you can see here, the profit per year using an Antminer U1 would actually be a loss of $1.06. Not really worth your while. Moving along, we have the Antminer U2. Now this mines at 2 gigahashes per second. It uses 2 watts of power, 13 cents per kilowatt hour, and costs roughly 76 USD for one miner. So using an Antminer U2, you'd actually lose about 92 cents per year. Once again, really not worth your while. So one of the other lesser miners on the list, the Gridseed Orb, actually mines at 11 gigahashes per second, uses 52 watts of power at 13 cents per kilowatt hour, and the hardware cost for the Gridseed Orb is about $60 US. So unfortunately, the Gridseed Orb would lose you about $51.77 per year. Once again, really not worth your while. Now let's move on to the slightly more efficient miners that I think you'll find to be really more of a bang for your buck. So first we have the Antminer S1, mines at 180 gigahashes per second, uses 360 watts of power, 13 cents per kilowatt hour, and costs about 150 USD per miner. With that being said, unfortunately, you would lose about $288.12 per year using an Antminer S1. Still really not power efficient to be worth your while. So with that being said, let's look at the Antminer S3. This mines at 453 gigahashes per second, uses 355 watts of power at 13 cents per kilowatt hour. The hardware cost is 260 USD. So the Antminer S3 is improving a little in that you'd only lose $97.62 per year using this miner. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the real meat and potatoes of this video, and that is actually starting with the Antminer S7, a much more viable miner that actually has a pretty decent hash rate. This mines at 4,730 gigahashes per second, uses 1,600 watts of power, with power costing 13 cents per kilowatt hour, and the total hardware cost is $1,100 USD. So an Antminer S7 would actually earn you about $1,379.89 per year in terms of annual profit, which is actually getting better. That's really not all that bad. Next we have the big bad, usually extremely overpriced Antminer S9. Now the S9 mines at 13,500 gigahashes per second, uses 1,300 watts of power, with power costing 13 cents per kilowatt hour, and the total hardware cost on eBay currently is around 2,800 USD. Pretty expensive. However, an Antminer S9 would earn you roughly $7,658 per year, which is really pretty darn good. That means it has a break-even period of about 133 days, which is actually pretty respectable. However, the Antminer S9 isn't the only serious miner to think about. Enter the Avalon Miner 741. This mines at 7,300 gigahashes per second. It uses 1,150 watts of power, 13 cents per kilowatt hour. The hardware cost is 1,850 USD. That means the Avalon Miner 741 would earn you about $3,632.11 per year. Once again, this really isn't too bad. So next we have the Avalon Miner 6. This is a little less powerful, but it's still a pretty good bang for your buck. This mines at 3,500 gigahashes per second, uses 1,050 watts of power, 13 cents per kilowatt hour, and the hardware cost is roughly 900 USD. So with this miner, you'd earn about $1,173.58 per year, which is actually still pretty respectable for the initial cost of the miner. Last but not least, we have the Spondoolies SP20E. This mines at roughly 1,700 gigahashes per second, uses 1,150 watts of power, power costing 13 cents per kilowatt hour, of course, and the total hardware cost is roughly 400 USD. Not all that expensive. However, unfortunately, the mining power isn't really enough to overcome the power costs, and this miner would lose you about $158.81 per year. Well, ladies and gents, that wraps up another video. So all things considered, Bitcoin mining is really pretty profitable right now. You do have to have some good miners, as you can see, but if you can get your hands on one of the higher end miners on this list or in this video, you'll actually be in pretty decent shape. Keep in mind that they are loud and they are hot, but if you're okay with that, then, consider checking some of these out. Don't overpay for miners. Be aware that they might lose their value even the day after you buy them, and just take everything with a grain of salt. Be cautious, be a smart consumer, and honestly, just keep mining those cryptos. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Your viewership is greatly appreciated, and we hope to see you for the next video. This channel is powered by viewers like you, so if you want to support the Tech Cash House, feel free to visit our Patreon page.